Okay, so today we have what's left of the Govee Glide. This is Govee's wall light, similar to the LifeX Beam. It is RGBIC. It uses Google Assistant and ALEXA. It has a music mode, which I'm excited to test. It has a ripped corner. DHL, as always, work their magic with it. Let's talk about the specs first. On the side, you can see that it has voice control, some scene modes. Obviously, it has colorful lighting. It's dimmable, segmented color control, and you can set timers. So this is the H6062. Uses 36 watts of juice. And I think that's about it for the outside of the box. So, unfortunately, this is not RGB ICWW like the Lyra, so the white isn't going to be super high quality, but I think that's okay. So let's open the box. That wasn't hard. So you get a like it, share it card. Interestingly, this one feels thinner than the other ones that I'd get, and the blue is a slightly different shade. So that's interesting. You get a user manual. Toss that aside. And a installation guide. So I'm gonna hope that this thing is okay. You poor thing. Like, this box is just like completely So in here you get the corner piece and the controller. It's annoying that the controller's external, but I kinda get it. And this is the connector. In this box we get, there we go, the power supply, which is 12 volt, 3 amp, 36 watts. Set that stuff aside. And we get the pieces themselves. And we get a couple pieces of styrofoam and the corner piece. So let's set what's left of this aside. And take a look at the pieces themselves. So these have a nice kind of glossy exterior. They have command strips on the back. I think this is Velcro. Yes, it does look like Velcro. Yep, it's Velcro. That's nice. Looks like some decent quality Velcro too. So I guess what we're gonna do is go ahead and set this thing up. It works! So despite DHL's torture, it works, which is excellent. I will say that the white, and probably the colors too, they look better in real life than on camera. So just keep that in mind. But let's go ahead and get it set up. So you're going to go ahead and hit plus, then go to Bluetooth. Govee Glide should show up, and it does. Now it's going to prompt you to connect to Wi-Fi, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Now the benefit of connecting to Wi-Fi is that you can use it with ALEXA and Google Assistant, or control it from when you're away. You can also use the Schedule Smart. So yeah, it's just a lot of things that you can do with Wi-Fi. I do like that, when you change between colors, it has a nice fade. You can change the individual brightness. You can use preset colors that you've made, but that's boring. Let's look at the music modes. So this first one is pretty nice. I like it. It just kind of shows how loud it is. It seems pretty accurate, at least with my voice. I mean, you can be the judge of that, though. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Looks cool. I like it. It's a little bit aggressive, so I'm going to turn down the sensitivity. Hopefully that helps. Oh, it's really not doing anything. What if I just set it to 0? Okay, wow, that sensitivity. Woo. Rhythm is basically a great way to get seizures easily. Strike will, well, I guess you can kind of see what it's doing. Pretty cool. Vibrate. You can kind of see what it's doing there. Hopping. So it, like, hops to my voice. I kind of like that one. Looks pretty good on the glide. Bounce it like oh, so there's a couple things that are happening here. It's kind of like Energic, but it's also kind of like Strike. So it's kind of weird. The sensitivity appears to do very little. Let's move on to scenes. Now, I've heard there's quite a few. Oh, wow, there are quite a few. Wow, nice. I'm not going to show all of them, but here's some of them. If you're interested, I might do a future video where I just demonstrate the scenes. Okay, so I've dimmed the camera down so you can kind of see what it's doing. Sunset glow. Ooh, that's beautiful. I love that. Yeah, so it's not super bright, but it is pretty bright, and honestly bright enough for, what I like it for. It's not as bright as the Lyra, obviously, but it's definitely a bit cheaper too. Rainbow is an actual rainbow, unlike some of their other strips, which are like blue, white, purple, and turquoise. I mean, it is pretty, but it's not a rainbow. So they finally figured that out. Unicorn, that's beautiful. Oh, excuse me, dreamlike. Fashion, it's kind of cool. Party, ooh, that's neat. That's actually really cool. Technology, not as much of a fan of that, but it's pretty. Candy. Oh, I like candy. It's like a pastel kind of thing. Warm. There's kind of some warm tones in there. Nice. Quiet. Festival. Funny. Greedy snake. I've got to see this. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. I love that. Greedy snake. That's hilarious. Bubble. So it's like bubbles. Stacking, where it like stacks. Oh, weird. It's not actually stacking from the middle of this glide. I almost said strip there. Look, it's like stacking slightly to the right. That's weird. Okay. Bouncing ball. This is just like the music mode, except not activated by music. Okay then. So let's take a look at the DIYs. It appears that you can actually use Govee Studio DIYs with this thing, and that is really cool. So I have a few. So let's just say that. Fire Rainbow, that's one of my favorites. Oh, wow. That looks amazing. I'll share this in the forum. Or forum, not forum. That's gorgeous on this thing. Wow. Okay, I'm really impressed. Let's look at a few others. Fireworks. See that? Yeah, it doesn't work quite as well on the glide. Yikes. Oof. That's quite bad. Moving right along. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so as you can see, there are a number of DIYs that you can do on this thing, and they look great. Those are Govee Studio DIYs. Let's look at some normal ones. If you're just making a normal DIY, there are a number of things that you can do. I'm going to choose rainbow because it looks awesome. I'm just going to do red, green, and purple. You thought I was going to do blue, right? And that's clearly way too fast. But that actually looks great. Let's do a slightly different shade of green. Let's do that. I like that. Ooh, that looks awesome. So yeah, you can see it's not hard to make a, awesome, DIY for this guy. Let's do glide. Let's just call it that. Yeah. So there are a number of other effects that you can do. I meant to hit the save button there, like jumping, and you can, it just jumps, but you can also do it, do like the section. There's also vibrate. Curious to see what that. Oh, I see. Okay, that's not amazing. Combo allows you to do a few different ones. So I can do stacking and then crossing, for example. So now it's going to stack. And now it's crossing, which actually looks really good on the glide, which it doesn't really on other strips. And now it's back to stacking. So that's a fun little thing you can do with this guy. You could also add some awesome rainbow in there too. So yeah, you can do pretty much whatever with the DIYs. There's so much customization, and it's awesome. Or you can just set to a solid color like Buell. Inside joke, I'm sorry. Now, if you disconnect a light segment, you can tap this little refresh button, and it'll go ahead and do a little test of it, just to see what's there and what's not. And then go back to where it was. I wish this was in the settings, because, you're not going to be pressing that, all the time. Now, there's also a timer, which you can set to, have it turn on and off at different times. And an effects lab, which is not actually effects, it's just colors that you can choose from, like this pretty pink. Actually, that's a nice color. But yeah, that's about it with the Glide. You can also do some fancy little, like, ooh, that looks kind of cool. Just, having fun with this. Yeah, and right there, that didn't take long, but I was able to make a pretty cool effect, and now I can just save it. Boom. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. So this is everything that's left of the Glide packaging. So you get a bunch of plastic that the pieces themselves were encased in. You get some styrofoam. This was the cardboard that were holding the Glide pieces in the box. Then you have 2 more boxes that were in there. Another piece of cardboard, the user manual, the quick start guide, and the like it, share it card. And of course, the box itself. So unfortunately, this isn't a very eco-conscious packaging design, and I'd like to see Govee improve on this in future products. Okay, Editor Neekster here. A couple things I forgot. First of all, I noticed that it looks really bad with the different segments. In real life, you don't really see it, but it is noticeable, just not as bad as it is on camera. The other thing I have to say is that this corner piece is unfortunately the only one, so I wish there were 2, and it would make it a little bit better. Also, I showed it being pretty easy to just snap these together, and, well, it takes a fair bit of strength, and it doesn't just, have a nice consistent snap. It's kind of a plasticky, cheap feeling thing, but, once it's on the wall, you won't really notice. So I'll be posting my review for this thing on the forum in the near future, probably the next few weeks. It'll also be posted on my YouTube channel, so stay tuned for that. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe and like and comment and whatever, and have an awesome day. Bye.